The following podcast series includes conversations about suicide, loss, and mental health. These topics can be difficult or activating for some listeners. Please take care of yourself as you listen, and pause or step away if needed. If you or someone you love is struggling, support is available. In the U.S., you can call or text 988, the Suicide Crisis Lifeline, for free, confidential support. If you're outside the U.S., local crisis resources are available in many countries. You are not alone, and help is available.
He always said the same thing when people asked how he was doing. Can't complain. And he meant it in a way. There were people who had it harder. He still had a job, for now. The medical and student loan bills were piling up, but they weren't drowning him quite yet. His aging mom needed a little bit more care every month, and he was the one who always showed up. None of it on its own felt like a reason to fall apart. So, he didn't talk about it. He just carried it. A little more each week, quietly, the way you'd carry something heavy across a long room, telling yourself you'll set it down as soon as you find the right place. Except it never seemed like the right place ever came. That's how the pressures we don't talk about function. Not one crushing blow, a weight that keeps getting added to, until one day it feels simply too much to hold. Welcome to Suicide Awareness. This is episode 3, The Pressures We Don't Talk About Enough. My name is Joseph Zolobczuk. I'm a suicide prevention educator and public health researcher with over 30 years of service in nonprofit public mental health. Financial strain, health challenges, rising costs, caregiving for someone who depends on you, job insecurity that hums in the background. These are just some of the most common pressures people carry and some of the least talked about. Part of what makes them so heavy is they're both deeply personal and deeply shared. Personal because money and health and family reach into the most private corners of our lives. Shared because almost everyone is dealing with some version of them, which ironically can make us feel more alone, not less. We assume everyone else is managing just fine, so we keep our own struggle quiet. And shame does a lot of that quieting. There's a particular kind of shame around not having enough. Not enough money, enough health, enough energy to keep up. It tells us our struggle is a personal failing rather than a human experience. So we minimize. We say, it could be worse. Other people have it harder. I shouldn't complain. Those phrases sound humble, even healthy, but often they're not useful perspectives. They're instead a way of talking ourselves out of asking for the support or assistance that we might need. Here's what's crucial about this kind of stress. It doesn't hit all at once. It erodes hope slowly and then suddenly. For a long time, someone copes and copes and copes, and from the outside, they look like they're handling it. Then, something small tips the balance, and it seems to just come out of nowhere. But it didn't. The weight had been accumulating the whole time, just below the surface. And there's far more struggle beneath the surface than most of us realize. Each year, millions of people seriously consider suicide, far more than those who die. That gap tells us something crucial. For every loss we hear about, there are many more people quietly carrying pain no one else around them can see. Which brings us to what's valuable in remembering most. Stress that feels invisible to everyone else can feel absolutely unbearable to the person carrying it. A burden that looks manageable from the outside may not feel that way from the inside. So we don't have to wait for a crisis to check in. We can ask the quiet question, how are you holding up, really? Before someone ever reaches a breaking point. So this week, think about the people around you who always seem to be handling it. The steady ones, the ones who never complain. Those are often the people carrying the most in silence. Reach out to someone, not because there's something obviously wrong, but precisely because it isn't. Ask how they're really holding up, and make it clear you actually want the honest answer. You don't have to solve anything. You just have to open the door before the weight gets too heavy. In our next episode, we'll talk about safety in a different way. And to be clear, right up front, it's not a political conversation. It's not about being for or against anything. It's about a simple, caring idea. Reducing risk during the moments when someone's clarity is compromised so that a temporary crisis doesn't become a permanent loss is what we'll explore in the next episode. If this conversation brought anything up for you, please don't carry it alone. Reach out to someone you trust or connect with professional support. Help is available, and asking for it is a strength.